Kurunji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
Free bus for LKG to 8th standard.
Free, hygienic and nutritious food.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurunji Education Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurunjischoolnkl.in.
Hi students, good morning to everyone. This video I will be explain about male reproductive system, that too diagrammatic explanation. Already regarding reproduction chapter, 2 videos completed. In the first video, what are the different events occurs in the male and female reproductive events in the 2 individuals in the different stages of human life, that we completed in the first video. And the second video, in the male reproductive system, okay, theoretical explanation, that too testicles. What are the internal histology of the testicles? What is the significance of testicles? These and all we discussed. Okay, in that 2 different tissues, Leydig cells and Sertoli cells, what is their functional roles? That and all completed. The last video, that is a conclusion time. In this video, diagrammatic explanation. See, when you see in that diagrammatic explanation, what are the parts and everything I will be showing this. Here testicles, 1 pair of testicles, okay, and then these testicles are present at the place of the scrotal sacs, in the inside of the scrotal sacs, and then from the testicles onwards, this is from the testicles onwards, rete testis, and then epididymis, tubes, that means accessory ducts, then accessory ducts along with some of the glands, that seminal vesicles, prostate gland, bulbourethral glands. What is these roles and all we will discuss in this video. Let me start today video session. See students, focus on that board, pointer place. In the last video, these are the testes. About regarding testes we completed. Testes are located inside of scrotal sacs because of their maintains the temperature comparing with the body temperature 2 to 3 degrees centigrade, approximately 2 to 2.5 degrees lower temperature than body. That means nothing but 34 degrees. Our body temperature 37, approximately at the place of the 34 degrees centigrade, it is a suitable temperature for spermatogenesis, sperm production inside of testis. That inside of the testis, that already I said, these testes are covered with 2 membranes. There are 2 membranes, outer side tunica vaginalis, inner side tunica albuginea. That tunica albuginea having the several folds, invaginations. By that invaginations, the total testicles are divided into the several lobules, that we call as a testicular lobules. That testicular lobules, again it containing with a minute tubes, that tubes we call as a seminiferous tubules. Correct, no? That seminiferous tubules inside only spermatogenesis process will occur, inside of these are correct now. So that seminiferous tubules are lined by the germinal epithelium. That germinal epithelium onwards, 2 different type of cells is present inside of the seminiferous tubules. One cell belongs to spermatogonial mother cell, another cell Sertoli cells. These 2 cells are present inside of the seminiferous tubules. Now here the spermatogonial mother cells are involving in the spermatogenesis, and other cells, that is the Sertoli cells, are playing important role to providing the food nutrition to the sperm cells or developing sperm cells. Okay, then in between of the seminiferous tubules, interstellar space is there. In that interstellar space, they are containing a special cells, that cells we call as a Leydig cells. That Leydig cells only produce the one of the androgen, male androgen, that testosterone. By the testosterone, it promotes the secondary sexual characteristics. Correct na? Secondary sexual characteristics. Up to that we completed, okay, in the previous. Now when the spermatogenesis process, sperm cells are formed inside of the seminiferous tubules. From the seminiferous tubules onwards, it want to migrate through several ducts. The total ducts we call the accessory ducts. Then finally it will be come out from the one of the external, not one and only external genitalia of the male, that is a urethra, penis. Through the penis, in the inside of the penis, urethra is there. The end of the urethra, this semen will be come out. Okay, already I said what is the meaning of the semen. Semen means a combination of the sperm cells along with some of the male accessory glands are secreting several secretions or glandular secretions. That combination we call as a semen. Now here sperm cells are have developed in the testicular inside seminiferous tubules. From there onwards, it want to move from the seminiferous tubule. It will reach the one common junction place. It is nearby one corner of the testis. That place we call as a rete testis. That place we call as a rete testis. These rete testis is a network of interconnection of tubules. Seminiferous tubules are ಎಲ್ಲರೂ combined with one place. That combined joint place of the seminiferous tubules of testis, that jointed place we call as a rete testis. Okay, rete means just be remember like this, generally a junctional point of the seminiferous tubules in the yellow color place. Now that rete testis leads to opening into the next part. That next part, vas efferentia. Vas efferentia. In the yesterday, previous videos, in the accessory ducts, what we discussed, rete testis is first, next vas efferentia second, third epididymis, fourth vas efferentia, vas deferens. Finally, these are the four. Okay, then that vas deferens will be open into the urethra. Ejaculatory duct open into the urethra. These are the correct passage of the sperm cell. Okay, whatever. See here, from the rete testis onwards, next leads to the next part of vas efferentia or vasa efferentia. Anything, any pronunciation is correct. Now pointer place parangana, an arrow mark I mentioned about the somewhat of statements about regarding vas efferentia. This vas efferentia functional role is carrying the sperm cells. In which place to which place? Rete testis onwards, they are receiving the sperm cells and sending to or giving the passage to the up to epididymis. So now you will understand one concept. These vas efferentia located in between the rete testis and then epididymis. These vasa efferentia is a ciliated tube. Inside some of the ciliated nature containing tissue is there. Ciliated tubes. How many tubes are there? 15 to 20 tubes. Number of tubes are presented. Okay, then see. So this is about vas efferentia. Then next one epididymis. Next part of vasa efferentia leads to the epididymis. These epididymis is a very essential role in the sperm cell storage. And a little bit maturation of the sperm cells. See here a network like projection, blue color I mentioned. This is epididymis part. Now these epididymis part Here these epididymis located outside of the testis. Up to now what I said, those and all presence inside of the testis. Basically the testis is located sac, scrotal sac, that scrotal sac onwards, that testis vulla, rete testis also present inside of the testis, and then onwards vas efferentia tubes, half of the part is present inside of the testis, and then remaining thing will be come and contact with the epididymis. Because of sperm cell travel through the vas efferentia from these rete testis to the up to epididymis. Now these epididymis is located at the place of the outside of the testis. These are the loosely attached, not at any densely, loosely attached, and then inside of that epididymis tubule nature is narrow, and then the length of the tubules are long and narrow tubules and highly coiled, number of folds. So that's why that understanding wise I mentioned here several folds. Okay, just like a coiled thread, when you are revealing of any one thread, that when you group that one, it will form the coiling nature. So that coiling nature of these epididymis. Based on the position, these epididymis again divide into the three regions. One is caput epididymis, inga parnana caput epididymis. Next one corpus epididymis, third one cauda epididymis. Caput epididymis, corpus epididymis, and cauda epididymis. The total length of the epididymis, caput and corpus and cauda epididymis, 6 meters. Sir, 6 meters of epididymis is located inside of the testis. How it is possible? Basically 6 meters testis is not there. The testicle size is 2 to 3 centimeters, that's much. But here 6 meters epididymis means in the form of the coiling. Okay, that only nature of our DNA also. Okay, so here the caput epididymis is the anterior part of the epididymis, and then corpus epididymis is the middle part of epididymis. Cauda, always the cauda word indicates the tail region or a terminal part. Cauda epididymis. Cauda epididymis is a posterior. Anterior means the first part, and middle part, and these posterior part. So caput, corpus, cauda. Remember that words, Nana. In this diagrammatic representation of the epididymis, in the head position, anterior part, this is a caput epididymis, middle part that we call the corpus, and then this last part corpus epididymis. We can able to narrate like this also. Which of the part of the epididymis to receiving the sperm cells from the vasa efferentia, those part we call as a caput epididymis, and then which of the part of the epididymis to deliver the sperm cells to the next part of vas deferens, such a part we call as a caput. That in between the caput and cauda epididymis, corpus epididymis is there. Okay, these are the different parts of us in the particular epididymis. Now, what is the function of that epididymis? Already, when I narrating about the epididymis time, already I said here function of the epididymis is storage and nutrition. Storage and nutrition after formation of the sperm cells in the inside of the testicular, that too in seminiferous tubules. They are come out from the seminiferous tubules, and then they reach the rete testis onwards, vasa efferentia after epididymis. In the epididymis, they will take something rest. So storage wise, and then nutrition, that want to give maturity nature. So want to attain the maturity. For maturity wise, they need something nutrition. So that nutrition and storage taking rest in the place of the epididymis. As simultaneously, when it is take something nutrition, some of the maturity will be chances of the sperm cell. So here in the epididymis place, physiological maturity of the sperm cell also will occur inside of the epididymis. This is the concept about epididymis. Up to now, we completed about associated ducts, rete testis is completed, and then vas efferentia completed, and then epididymis completed. Then epididymis leads to the next part of vas deferens. Don't confuse between the vas deferens and vas afferens. Okay, vas afferentia located in between of existed at place of the in between of the rete testis and then epididymis. From the epididymis onwards, a tube, a minute narrow tube and coiled tube will be there. That tube we call as a vas deferens. Vas deferens. Inga parnana. In the diagrammatic representation, this tube. Okay, vas tube only, somewhat of a very long tube. They are giving the chance for traveling of the sperm cells from the epididymis to the urethra. Before urethra, they are released into the ejaculatory duct. So, inga parnana. This is a vas deferens. Vas deferens. These vas deferens, long and narrow muscular tube, it is present between the epididymis to the ejaculatory duct. It is a pathway of migrational way of the sperm cell from the epididymis to the ejaculatory duct. See, in pointer place onwards come. This is the epididymis. Epididymis onwards vas deferens. It has several coils, coiled nature. Then finally, the sperm cell travel through the vas deferens and then it will reach the ejaculatory duct. This is ejaculatory duct. In the place lo na mention pannittu. Okay. Then next one. Here these vas deferens go on above the urinary bladder. Urinary bladder. Okay. That is a diagrammatic understanding of these vas deferens. Then after vas deferens, here it leads to a junction tube. That junction tube we call as a ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct. In the diagrammatic view, this is a vas deferens. This is also vas deferens from the either sides. Both sides onwards vas deferens are opening into the one common place. That is ejaculatory duct. In the same place, these parts here what I mentioned on seminal vesicles. Seminal vesicles also open into these ejaculatory duct. So ejaculatory duct will formed by a union of these vas deferens and one of the gland in the male reproductive system, that is the seminal vesicles. That common unit point of these two parts, it will form the ejaculatory duct. That only in this column I mentioned. Ejaculatory duct. This ejaculatory duct is formed by the seminal vesicles and vas deferens, composing of fibrous muscular and columnar epithelial tissue. The inside of the ejaculatory duct it containing with fibrous muscular and then columnar epithelium tissue. Then the function of the ejaculatory duct carrying the sperm cells and secretions of the seminal vesicles. Because of here vas deferens is taking or carrying that sperm cells and vas these seminal vesicles are secreting something male reproductive glands secretions. So that onward secretions also it will receive and then sperm cells also it receive. So they carrying the sperm cells and secretions of the seminal vesicles and to urethra. That is a function. Okay. Then now come to the point next one, urethra. These urethra it's also called as a urinogenital canal. These urinogenital canal, what significance by hearing of these word you can find. Urino means it is a plain important role in the urine excretion. Genital means reproductive events, insemination wise, releasing of the sperm cells. So that's why urethra is a common canal, common passage of the sperm cell semen. Nothing but means a combination of the sperm cells and reproductive gland secretion, that is a semen, and then urine. So that's why we given the name as a urinogenital canal. See, this is a yellow color tube I mentioned that inside of the penis, correct na? So inside of the penis. So here these urethra is a, already I said, urinogenital canal, passage of the semen and urine. Okay, and then what these urethra having several parts. In the second column I will explain. Now I will continue about these urethra parts. Urethra parts will be opening into the terminally one hole, one opening that we call as a urethral meatus. Urethral meatus. These urethra pass on through the male external genitalia. These male external genitalia we called as a penis. So middle of the male external genitalia or penis middle place, urethra is pass on. That urethra only common passes of the both semen and urine. Okay, then that urethra finally opening into the small hole, that is a urethral meatus. Okay, now these penis is covered with skin. That skin we called as a foreskin. Penis is covered with the skin, that foreskin also called as a perfuse. Okay, these penis in the terminal part, end of the penis, it is a swollen part, become a somewhat of swollen part. That swollen part name is gland penis. Gland penis. That gland penis at terminal place only urethral meatus is existed. Now you got it, Nana. What are the parts of the male reproductive system? These and all. In the column place, these male reproductive glands I separated. In the continuation videos, we will know about that glands. And apart of that remaining thing, every part I covered. Okay, here testis inside. What are the parts? Already last previous videos we seen that testis are outside. It is epididymis. That epididymis origin onwards from the vas efferentia. That vas efferentia take the sperm cells from retate testis. Then epididymis having the three zones, caput epididymis, and then carpus epididymis and cauda epididymis, and then cauda epididymis leads to the coiled tube, that is a vas deferens. That vas deferens opening into the duct, that duct we call as a ejaculatory duct. The same ejaculatory duct receiving the secretions of the seminal vesicles, male reproductive glands, so common part, and then that ejaculatory duct will open into the next part of urethra, that is also one canal. It is present in the male external genitalia, penis. Okay, and along with that, these total testes, two testicles are present in the one sac-like structure that we call as a scrotal sac. That scrotal sac connecting with abdominal cavity, inguinal canal. That inguinal canal containing the spermatic cord. What is the significance of spermatic cord? Already in the last class we seen spermatic cord containing with blood vessels, nerves. Okay, these vas deferens also going on through the vas spermatic cord. These are the diagrammatic explanation. When you coming to the second column, up to now I said about the urethra. We want to know some of the additional information about urethra. These urethra having the three different parts. That three different parts are, one is a prostatic part, another thing, second one membranous part, and pineal part. If you see in prostate part, when you read it, these prostate part, which of the part of the urethra is nearby the prostatic gland, those part we call as a prostatic urethra. This is the prostate gland, correct na? This is the prostate gland. These prostatic gland will opening into the ejaculatory duct. Such a ejaculatory duct very nearest to the prostatic gland, such a part of the urethra we call as a prostatic urethra. And then that urethra, prostatic urethra will become down and towards of downwards direction. In the middle place, membranous urethra, and finally pineal urethra. Here membranous urethra is the smallest part of the urethra. Okay, lower part especially it is present in membranous part, pubic symphysis. Here in the below the belly we have the pelvic region. That pelvic region, both sides onwards connecting with one cartilage, that is a pubic symphysis cartilage. Okay, and pineal urethra, the last part. Pineal urethra, it is a opening part that only containing with the urethral meatus. Urethral meatus. See here, the second part of the urethra having the sphincters. One is external sphincter, another one is internal sphincter. External and internal sphincter. These external sphincter is made up of the striated muscles, and internal sphincter is made up of composing by the smooth muscles. Okay, striated muscle sphincter contraction and relaxation and opening and closing, that is in our willing, our control. And then these smooth muscle sphincters of internal urethra, internal membranous part of the urethra, that is a smooth muscle we cannot control. So that's why here in the childhood the baby can't able to controlling of these striated muscle relaxation and contraction. Okay, so that's why oftenly the baby will be release that urine. Okay, so whatever it is. So finally pineal, that pineal only containing with these urethral meatus. And here regarding urethra, here we can find the differentiation in the male and female urethras. Because of male and female urinogenital parts, urethra is a common part of the, generally what we said about urethra, it is a common part of the both urine excretion and then reproduction wise. So small differentiation we find it. In the male urethra, it is a longer than the female urethra. Here male urethra long is 20 centimeters, but in females 4 centimeters. So comparing the female urethra, male urethral part is a more longer. And then just now above we discussed about the 3 different parts of the urethra. That 3 different parts of the urethra we can see in the male reproductive system itself, but we didn't see that 3 different parts in the female urethra. Okay, because of very short. And then these male reproductive system, male reproductive time, these male reproductive urethra is a common passage of the urine and semen. Okay, but when you coming to these female nature, female condition, female body, these urethra only useful for passage of urine itself, urine alone. So here in the male only urine and semen will be travel through the urethra, and here in female urine will not pass on through the urethra. That is about urethra. Okay, in the next continuation time I will start about the seminal vesicles, prostate gland, bulbo urethral gland, male reproductive glands. Still small concept is pending, the penis sectional cutting. What is the internal arrangement of the penis, and then along with that these male reproductive glands we will know. So let me wait for continuation video.